Hello, everybody. I am once again back because it's the weekend and therefore I can finally do stuff. But hello. I did do a little bit of thinking when it comes to what's happening here, and I have a little bit of an idea now. Hello, Sam. How are you? I like this. I'm not sure about this part. Oh yeah, no, I've completely lost track of time as well. Don't worry. I don't know anything. I actually had to check what day or what day is today because I forgot. But it's okay. Um, it's almost New Year's actually, isn't it? Hello, Lube. Nice to see you. Okay, let me remove all of the stuff that's in the way. Because I really do like the idea of this, like, I guess skirt. But we'll see what we do with this lower half. Either way, I guess I will go here. I don't know if we'll actually be able to finish it today, because I need to draw the pants slash skirt, whatever this is supposed to be. And then we need to do the neck. And the torso, like an actual torso. Oh, thank you. I got a lot done last time, which is a little surprising, but I'll take it, you know? On the other end, I don't know, because I feel like let me see. I guess I need to put that somewhere else. Maybe? Like here? No, actually, what? It does need to be here. I don't know if I do need a naked body underneath. I like having it. In case, you know, you'd want to do a second outfit that could help, but I don't know if it's necessary this time around. Maybe I'll just keep it like that for now. If I can find where I hid the booba. There we go. Okay. Where's the... See, I've named everything, but I still don't know... Oh, it's this... We are almost done, to be fair. And I was deciding between this one and that one. But I felt like that was a little too strong in shape. And I quite like... You know? this part. Not to be a simp or anything, but it looks nice. Oh, I probably am not allowed to show that, actually. How has Christmas been? I didn't do much during Christmas, to be fair, because, most of my family was ill, actually, and so we didn't really do anything. But we did have a nice dinner, at the very least. How was your guys' Christmas? Well, I just... Not to sound like a degenerate, but I do like thickness, you know? Wine is good though, isn't it? Well, I guess it depends on what you like. But I personally prefer when it's not too hectic. There it is. Because, like, there are people who do massive Christmas parties and stuff, and I don't know. I don't really vibe with that. Yeah, see? I don't think I can do that. It's just a little too busy for me. Okay. What is it? It's this, isn't it? This? I like things that are not quite as busy. Maybe that makes me boring, I don't know. I just don't like it when things are hectic. I need to, Alright. That's just how it is, during this time of year. Everyone's just ill, you know? I wasn't for once, which I'm very happy about. But a lot of people around me are. And that is not quite as fun, I would say. Yeah, I mean, I personally am not the biggest fan of, you know, the busyness of, like, this season. Even though it's, like, nice to get together with people. I personally prefer the peace and quiet more, because it's just less stress. And I like having less stress. Oh, it's so... Look, I don't hate children, okay? That's maybe not the best way to start a sentence. But they do actually just... They are the Black Plague, you know? They carry disease with them everywhere. And it's like... Because they also... Well, I guess adults also do that sometimes. But kids especially, they just cough directly in your face and stuff. And then it's like, oh, cool. I'm gonna be sick for the next 2 weeks. I love this, you know? I hate it. Which is why I try not to get too close to them. But, you know, I get it. But they don't know any better. But, to be fair, there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of adults that also just have absolutely no care for anyone else, which is very infuriating. I very much notice that when I'm on, like, public transport. People will just cough openly into the air without even, like, using their hands to cover themselves, and it's like, bro, would you not? Like, actually? I don't like this. It needs to be brighter. That is true. I don't know. Like, I understand that a lot of people have to go to work even though they're sick. But if you are doing that, at the very least, have the decency to not get everyone else around you sick as well. I feel like that should not be that hard to do. But a lot of people just don't care. I wish they did, though. I get sick really, really easily. So I really wish they would care a little bit more, you know? Just a tad. A smidgen, if you will. But they don't. I heard apparently that a lot of people don't have, I guess, self-awareness. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, they're not aware of the effect their actions have on other people. And I feel like that explains a lot, you know? I do actually mask up usually in public transport, at least during the winter months and stuff. You know, people will look at you weirdly, from my experience. But I have only gotten sick once this year, which is an accomplishment. Well, no, this like winter season, I guess. So I think it does work. Oh, do I like that? I don't know, again, this is me just repeating things I heard somewhere at some point, so it could be completely wrong. I have no idea. But I did hear that a lot of people don't have awareness. Like, they physically do not comprehend these things. Which is kind of weird to think about. But it also explains a lot. Of course, there's then the bracket of people who are aware and just don't care. Which are arguably worse, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot. Ugh. It's one thing to be like, oh, I didn't know better, and it's another thing entirely to be like, I did know better, I just don't give a fuck, you know? And a lot of people operate that way, and it is very annoying. I don't like that. What is RSN? I know I'm not very good at acronyms. Or the English language in general, I suppose you could say. I don't know if I like that. Oh, Reason. That makes sense. That's kind of cool though. I've never even like tried to draw something like that. But then again, I don't really steer from drawing people like ever. Although I kind of want to in the future, but like, you know, one thing at a time. It'd be nice to learn at the very least. There we go. Extra people but block. I guess that's technically true, but like, it's still. I'm not good at drawing blocks, I guess. Isn't that a weird thing to say? I don't know. No? Non-flesh people. That's such a that's one of the sentences of all time, definitely. That's good enough. I guess you could cheese you cheese it that way, yeah. Okay. And then what do I need? I guess. First of all, hide this. No? Oh. I mean, I guess that's true, because it's like it enters this kind of uncanny valley territory where it looks a little too... I don't know how to explain what uncanny valley is, to be fair. It's like something that looks kind of human, but something's just off about it, you know? Which is apparently an evolutionary trait. Oh, hello. What's happening? Okay, I'll take that. To like recognize something and we don't know what it is supposed to recognize. Which is kind of a scary thought. It's like, what are we supposed to be detecting? That is also not, thick enough. I need to be like here. I don't know why. Yeah, that is true. I do think it is a little hard, usually, for people to write it accurately. But when it's done well, you can really feel it. Oh wait, this has to go on top. And then... I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I don't actually remember the name of that person. Let me figure out how I'm going to do this. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Fuck. Okay, I need to get rid of the roller real quick. See if my brain is capable of... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Of doing this the way I want it to. Oftentimes I would draw this stuff by hand, but like... First of all, it looks better if I don't. And second of all, it's easier this way, you know? I already spent many hours on this. Why should I artificially make it longer? Although I do need to fix some things. This part you won't be able to see, I guess. But it's like gonna be attached by this orb. I guess it looks more like a button, but still. It looks a little more flat than the other ones, I guess. Now... I need to duplicate this if it lets me. And then can I just flip it? Okay. That's how I would do it. But I think I will do just one of them first. And then just copy paste that. But this is my idea for it at the very least. And then we have the skirt. Or the rest of the skirt, I suppose. I wonder if I should do a back portion. At least a little bit. You know, for like the left and right movement. But maybe not too much. I don't know. You'd think I would know what I'm doing by now, but no. I do wing it like 99% of the time. Where? Yeah, maybe that's true. I guess some people know better than others, but I'm not one of those people, you know? What am I looking for right now? I guess I want to make this color. The color of this part. Professional winging. I'm trying, you know? If I can deceive you sufficiently into believing that I know what I'm doing, then I'm doing a good job. Okay, I need to find the original color for this though. Which is that. I mean, that's how I see it, you know? Because I'm not a professional or anything. I just want to have fun at the end of the day. Because, imagine if I didn't. I would just ruin my own experiences because I'm like, oh, I have to, you know, I don't know, get recognition or something. Would it be nice to have? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not a necessity, you know? I can very much live without having this. Because I think a lot of people fall into this trap of like, you make your hobby into your job and then you no longer like doing it. And that is a dangerous, slippery slope. No, I get that. The algorithm is a fiend, and I have yet to figure it out, even remotely. I don't understand at all how people can get like thousands and stuff, and I don't understand how it works. Because I'm over here lucky if anyone even sees it, which makes sense if you have like a very small follower count and stuff. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing, where the more people follow you, the more your art gets pushed or whatever it is that you're doing. But it just sucks. Which is why I know I get it why a lot of people don't like doing it. There we go. There's some blue. There are some people who understand the algorithm perfectly. I don't. So I just vibe for the most part, you know? I would like to do a little bit like this. Oh yeah, you should never. I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Because it's like, oh, don't feel pressured. That doesn't make me not feel pressured, you know? But, it is definitely better to not worry too much about the stuff, because it's just gonna ruin how you feel about it. And if you lose your passion, then what do you have left? I mean, the algorithm changes constantly, and I don't understand at all how it works. There are people who can create great things without passion, but I would say the vast majority of people are not capable of doing that. Because it just sucks all of your creative juices out of you and leaves you with nothing. I don't a little bit of texture here. I will use my hair blending brush, I suppose. Although that's not really what I want. I wonder if I'll ever run out of ideas to turn into models. But I currently have like... I don't actually know, hold on. 6 question mark other sketches that would be turned into models, although some need... Actually, I have more than that. I have like 8. But some of them need more refinement still. Thank you. I like it too. I've been trying to like make the outfits and stuff less simple, because I do tend to make them simple to compensate for my lack of knowledge on these things. And I want to try and do better. You know? That's not the wrong number. That is true. Someone could at some point come to me and be like, hey, can you do a model for me that's in this theme or whatever? And I'd be like, yeah, bro. But I also just like designing things. Oh, interesting. Huh. Why's this uneven? Question mark? But I also just really love character design. So I don't think even without other people's input I'll run out of ideas. Oh, interesting. I think that's where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've always really liked doing it, so I don't think I will stop anytime soon. Let me see. I mean, you don't really see this part out here much, but you will see it when it moves, which is the important part. I guess if I was not quite as lazy, well, I don't know, because I was just thinking maybe I could change the draw order on things, but I don't actually know how that works, so I'm not gonna try and do that for now. Just for safety's sake. I will have to learn how to do it because I want to do a tongue rig as well for this one. I don't know how well I'll succeed, but I want to try, you know? Even though this is not something that I think... It's just gimmicks a lot of the time. Oh, I forgot. Where am I going? Hello? There we go. A lot of the things that are not part of like a basic rig are just, hey, I'm gonna show this off one time and then probably never use it again. I'm guilty of this as well. There are a lot of things. Well, not a lot. I actually do use a lot of my toggles regularly, but like my expression toggles, for example, I don't use them really. But it's still nice to have. Although I am a bit fearful of what somebody would do with the tongue rig from what I've seen people do. I'm a little bit scared, maybe. But once this like leaves my hands, I guess it is technically none of my business anymore. It doesn't matter too much. Still. Some people, you know, are part of a certain genre of VTuber that I'm not part of, that very much do not safe for work things, I suppose. Which is fine. I just personally don't do it. I also need to add a shadow for this orb. We'll see. I always want to learn something new when I make a new model. And I would like to learn more about the draw order in Life2D Cubism for this. Well, we can be, you know, shocked all we want, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you view it, it is incredibly lucrative to make not safe for work stuff. Because there's a lot of very extremely horny people out there. Welcome back, Sam. Okay. It just works too, like, really well. A lot of people, or like artists, for example, do get like super famous, but not safe for work stuff. And it's like, duh. Of course they get famous, because that's just to be expected, I guess. I don't know. I like, sometimes I'm like, maybe I could do that, but I feel like I would feel too embarrassed to actually do that, you know? Drawing such things is maybe not my forte. Even though, you know, I like drawing them dummy thick and all that. This is not the same as you know, drawing certain body parts, doing things with certain other body parts. Can't say I know how to do that. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I need to disable this again. You know, there is definitely... Is that a weird thing to ask? I guess I know. But there's definitely a market for that. Because there's like... Is that a furry thing? Do mecha... people being into mecha creatures count as furries? Because I feel like it does. That... Shit over. No. I don't... Well, like, it's like furries have like scalies and stuff, right? Is that is being into mecha like that also a category like that? I have no idea. I don't know much about these sorts of things. Let me save again. Well, are they like into actual objects or into robots? Because I feel like that's a distinction to make. What? You know what? I bet someone actually did draw something like that. Because if there's one thing I know about the internet, is that people will pay an exorbitant amount of money for very questionable, not safe for work art. You know? Oh, I need to turn on the fucking ruler again. Yeah. I don't know if it counts as a fetish or not. I have no idea. Again, I am not a not safe for work content creator. So I don't really know anything about this stuff. I just sometimes hear ripples. Oh, I see. Well, that's true actually. There is a difference between like I guess like bourgeoisie and stuff and like just actual, you know. You know exactly what I mean. Um I don't have to say it. You know. Although that stuff again is incredibly lucrative and I don't blame anyone for capitalizing on that because if you in this economy can just make a living out of drawing people having intercourse, good for you, you know, like slay. Beats doing a 9 to 5, I guess. Oh, you know what? Hey, if it pays the bills, it pays the bills. I can't. Everyone's entitled to their own, you know. I personally wouldn't do it, but as long as you're not hurting anyone or making like illegally questionable things, then you do you, bro. Who cares, you know? What is that? Why is there a line? Huh. That's weird. I'm not gonna question that. I'm going to pretend I did not see and it's not happening. I really wish I had put down the actual color palette for this instead of having to go look for it elsewhere. But it is what it is, I suppose. I need to now search for it by doing that. Oh, hello, Evie! How are you? That is very cute. I do usually use like the color history when I'm working on a model, but I like just having the colors like sitting here somewhere so I know what I'm doing for the base colors. But I forgot how to do that this time, so I have to just, you know. Oh! Wow, I am actually super big, so I guess that checks out. Oh, I need to hide that again. No. Professional here, by the way. I mean, I'm not, but you know. I like to at least pretend that I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Was it like that? Yes. Although... Oh gosh, Jesus Christ. Why is that still so loud? Thank you, though. I thought I turned that down. Why is it still so loud? Excusez-moi. Why is it so loud? Eh? I could have sworn I turned that down, but thank you, Evie. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Oh no. But still, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm gonna make a bold choice here and just do it like that. Oh! I didn't even see that. Whoopsie. Okay. So we're learning today. What the fuck? I still don't know why that's so loud. I really thought I turned it down. Let me look. Was that actually... I don't know if you realize this, but I am a very jumpy person. I get startled very easily. Did it not? I didn't. Thank you. So, I would never play horror games, for example. I don't know. I'm always on edge. But that's why we do the whole, you know, cozy model art thing here instead. Oh, you know what, actually? I can just put all the other things back on. I can see what I'm working with. I feel like I kind of want to change this a little bit. But I don't know. For now, we're just gonna do it like that. I feel like having the rope, for lack of better phrase, wrapped very tightly around the body is a little too horny, you know? But that's okay. We're working on it. At least I'm trying to make it look nice. Maybe I will just like, how do I explain this? I guess, but I don't think this really looks like chains, does it? I guess it doesn't look like ropes either, because it doesn't have like a rope-like texture. But it's supposed to be cloth. Or at least I'm trying to make it look like that. I don't know if I'm succeeding. That is also a very short skirt, huh? Does that break Twitch TOS? Question mark. Aw, thank you. That's very kind. Aw, that's very nice. Thank you. No, because it covers everything, right? Technically. The hips area is covered. We don't have any... We don't have underboob because this is clothing, even though it's very form-fitting clothing. But it is clothing nonetheless. So I'm not breaking any rules, am I? I don't know. Should be fine. Probably. I hope. If not, I guess I'll see you in Twitter jail. Or not in Twitter jail, in fucking Twitch jail. But I hope it's fine. Which is a shame, really, you know? Because not to be down atrocious, but like... I like this kind of design where you have like this section. I like that. Is it down atrocious? Yeah, but it looks cool, or not cool, but it looks nice, and I like having it. Sue me, I guess. Throw me into horny jail. I do hope it's fine though. I guess it's not like too hard to fix, because you could just, I don't know, put something here, for example. It's just so boring. I like having it a little bit more, well, I guess it depends on the model, right? For this particular one, I think having it a bit more risque, if I dare say it like that, is good. Of course, that usually depends on your client, but because this is not a commission, but just me doing stuff, I get to decide what happens. You posted the thing, I will have a look. Actually, I don't know. See, that looks... I would never do that. Maybe I'm stupid, but that does look very cool, first of all, before I get sidetracked again. Shapes and I are not friends. As weird as that is to say out loud. I don't think I could do that. But it looks very cool. Okay. Do I want that hard cutoff point here? I feel like that's almost a little too much. Maybe this is better. And then lower the opacity a little bit. I really hope I can make this move. I try, but model cutting is not exactly my strong suit. So we'll see what happens, I suppose. Also, I am very surprised that maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm surprised it hasn't crashed yet. Because we're approaching a very high number of layers. I don't know, actually. I think, I mean, what is it? Wait, what? I think it would just start to lag a lot. I've never personally seen it, but depending on how strong your PC is, I think once you reach a certain number of avatars, it just starts to lag a lot. So it wouldn't be the fish tank exploding, it would just be my PC catching on fire. Because of course. I mean, it is, you can see it save every now and then, but it is running a lot smoother than I thought it would. That is true, but I feel like I'm currently on layer 511, you know? Because I've been too lazy to merge things. And that does seem like a lot, personally. Is it not? Because that usually for me starts to lag in the 300s. You've been beaten? What do you mean? I also have the time lapse running, by the way, so I am even more surprised that this is still running. I don't know how it's doing that. For all intents and purposes, it should not. It's 5,000 by 8,000, which is pretty big, but like I want it that big for the models. For all the details and stuff. I guess I did lower the DPI because it always defaulted to the maximum for me. And now I have it at 350. I feel like that's almost a little. But the time lapse is like the main thing that should make it run maybe not so smoothly. Yeah, that makes sense though, doesn't it? I feel like it does. And then... Still, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain, you know? It works. And not only does it work, but it's also not constantly lagging. Or worse. Don't worry though. Once we get to the actual rigging, we'll get that. Hopefully not the crash, actually. I would prefer if it didn't do that. But it will definitely start to load very slowly and lag and stuff just because of the nature of the software. Which sucks. That's how it works. Oh, that's the wrong one. I still delete that because I don't need that anymore. And then... I need to make the last part of the skirt. Just like these bits and pieces here, I guess. Because then it fits with the top. Oh, I didn't. I don't know if this model counts as a model of this year, or if it already counts for next year. Because we are getting very close to the end of the year. And I did say I wanted to make like 2-3 models. Next year. Why, do you have something special planned for New Year's? Ooh, how am I gonna do this? That's fair. I do like it too. Even though the fireworks are loud, but they do look pretty. I remember when I was younger, you know, so I was talking about a childhood again, you know, and in the time when dinosaurs were still alive. New Year's was always like the excuse to stay up extra late. But nowadays, that's just like the normal bedtime, like 11, 12 p.m. But as a kid, you were, or at least I was, always very excited. Nowadays. No. I mean, I do sometimes, but I try not to have like the most degenerate hours possible, you know? I know that there are people who can function on like virtually no sleep, but I am not one of them. I'm like tired 24/7 as it is. And not sleeping a lot would just make it worse, and I am not having a good time at that point, you know? Oh, I forgot. Wait. There are people who are like absolutely fine on like 4 hours of sleep. Like, how? I sleep like 8 hours and I'm still tired, you know? I don't know if that's considered a superpower or not. If you can handle just a lack of sleep constantly. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Hello. You know, I don't know if this is weird, but I did notice for myself, if I fall asleep quite late and I wake up like either like early morning, like really early morning, so like 4 a.m. maybe, or if I have like a midday nap or something, I can almost always remember my dreams, which is kind of weird to think about. I wonder why it does that. Hello, Jerry. How are you? I mean, I do generally. I don't think I'm a. What is that called? When you can control your dreams, that thing? A lucid dreamer? I think it's called. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah. I don't think I can do that. But I do remember them often. And I don't know why. But only when it's like during those hours. And they never make any sense. My dreams are very strange. Well, a lot of people, like, if you actually, I guess if you really can control what's going on in your dreams, then I guess it would be nice to have. But a lot of people don't. Yeah. If you can't control what's going on. How does that not work? Oh, because I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, it does have to suck if you have a nightmare and you can't do anything about it. Oh. I don't really get nightmares personally. Or at least I don't remember them. Thank goodness. I just have weird dreams that don't really, like, make logical sense, I suppose. But better than nothing, I suppose. It's just, they're a little weird. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Wait. What? Hold on, my brain is struggling right now. So I need to do this. And then... Okay. I think I got it. You don't get REM sleep otherwise? I thought people typically do get REM sleep. Or at least you're supposed to. Now, if I was a masochist, I would keep all of these separate, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, genuinely, no. I'm good. What? It's true. If I kept them all separate, sure, I could do more with it, but that's so much more work. I don't really want to do that. I'm not a masochist. Maybe I am one because I'm doing this for free, you know? But I call it a learning experience. Which it is. Or at least I want it to be one. I don't know if I'm succeeding, but I think I am learning. Okay. This should be fine, yeah. Because then it has like the same, it's a little different, A, because it's bigger, and B, because it's like more wide than long. But it's still a similar shape, I think. That should work. Probably. I don't know, we'll find out. I'm sure I'll find something when I'm actually rigging it and go, God damn it, I did this wrong again. But for now, I will continue to trick you into believing that I know what I'm doing. Do I actually? Eh. But you know, I can make it look like I do. Yeah, I don't mind. Actually, let me pull up my Discord. Because I don't have it. I mean, I do have it open, but I only have the PC one open. Okay, where are you? There you are. I don't mind. Yes, but there's a reason why the other one is private. Not that I have anything to hide, but you know. I like keeping a mild, what's it called? I like to separate things, you know? Even though it's not like I'm a professional streamer or anything. But like, it's nice to have things separate. At least I think so. I didn't do anything. Jay likes to tease, but I am actually... I don't have anything to hide, really. I'm just a private person, I think. Which is funny, considering the whole streaming thing, but... I like looking on social media, not really being on it. Again, this makes no sense considering, but like... That's just how I am. How does that look? Is that too much? I feel like it is. Maybe if I tune it down a little bit. Is it? I guess it depends on what country you're from. There we go. That is true. It is very much known all over the world. Okay. I don't know what the most common name is, actually, now that I think about it. It has to be something like David, you know. First of all, it has to... Well, actually, I don't know, because, like... We say known worldwide, but, like... These kind of names just sound like something that is known in the Western world. And not, like, in the whole world, because... Things are very different in other places. John? Yeah, maybe. I guess it also depends on the age of the name. Like, when it first started appearing. Because I think Jonathan, or... I think... What is the original one? Whatever the origin of that one is that I currently don't remember the name of, is like really old. Well, I do know two Sams now. But I guess at least here it's not really a name. Because it's... What? Is? Yeah, that makes sense, though, doesn't it? That's what I meant by, like... A, it has to be not just in the Western world common, and B, also, like, an old name. And it's also a like very famous hello religious figure. And Maria is also a famous religious figure, you know? Like, it makes sense. Even though like it sounds maybe weird to people, um, it is actually very common to have a name that is like religious in origin. And a lot of names are without you maybe even realizing it. Because the origin is in religion. Or at least there is very prominent figures with that name in like Christianity or Islam or whatever. Oops, what? Why did I do that? I do need to fix that actually. Of course, this looks a little weird right now. No worries. I hope you enjoy your lurk. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this planet. Overpopulation is a thing, unfortunately. But it still makes sense to me that those names are the ones that are like the most common. Okay. I feel like I need to change the skirt a little bit. Where is it? No. This part. Because, like, logic would indicate that this is not really blue, but more purple. Reflected light. Don't tell anybody that you're not learning here. Now. It is definitely, whenever I say starting to struggle a little bit, but don't worry about that. Where art thou, Nick? Oh, it's like, it's in here, okay. Where's this part? Okay. There's so much stuff right now. Okay. But I think I hope I have the right colors for this actually. Do it like that. When I made my very first model, I did this very much incorrectly because I didn't understand it. I can say this now because I don't use it anymore. But it was very obvious when I looked in like the diagonal corners that there was a piece of the neck and like the back of the head. Oh, I need to draw the back of the head. Oh my God. See, this is why you need to talk about what you do all the time. I would have forgotten that again. Great. But I still need to do that. And I also didn't shade it. Because I thought, oh, no one's going to see that anyways. You could see it very much. Even though I don't think anyone's ever, like... Also, did I... No. I don't think anyone ever noticed. At least I hope no one ever noticed. But... I noticed. And therefore it bothered me, you know? It is so... Like, I don't want to talk badly about my previous model, because I did work really hard on it. But, like, thinking about how that one looks in comparison to how this one looks, it is ugly. Which is fine, I suppose. But, like... Yeah, I improved. Which is good. But it still, like, feels bad thinking about the original one. Because it's so ugly. It's okay. We're not doing better. And like I said, I did lose the original like Clip Studio file that was like non-merged and shit. Because it got corrupted, because of course, and I could never fix it. Even if I wanted to. Okay. I guess if you are... I always like doing this. I say it every time, but it's just... This kind of view, I guess, is what you would see in a regular stream. Maybe even like this. Depending on what you do. So it is important to have like all the main elements in this area. I need to do the lashes. I forgot. Other than that, oh, please don't crash. I don't know if I should add. Oh, hello. If I should add something here, or if I should just leave the feet like they are, or the legs, because it does feel a bit barren. Maybe something that I've seen a lot of people do is like one side of the like asymmetry. I don't personally like asymmetry, mind you, but Jesus Christ, my brain. Hello? It is good to make it more interesting. So I'm thinking about adding maybe like one stocking or something, you know? I don't want to add shoes because we have the hooves and all that. But something to make it a little bit more interesting down there. However, I should really focus on this part. Where are eyes? Eyes are here. Oh, I need to hide the hair actually because I can't see. I still don't know if I like these eyelashes. Yeah, it's like, logically speaking, why would you just have one? But from a design perspective, it is very nice to have one side be a little different. Oh, I just saw that. Hold on. There we go. That side of design, question mark? Let me just get rid of all of the extra lashes. And then ah, I see. I understand. No, that's fine, right? It depends. Obviously I don't do that kind. But if you have a client, right? If you have a client that wants a certain image for themselves, I just saw that. Why is the iris so ugly? Or not the iris, the sclera. I need to like use 20% of my brain right now. I also just noticed that eyeball is not to be outside, supposed to be outside of your face, ideally. However, I want this to look at least somewhat nice. Oops, wait. I do tend to make the face a little too... or the eyes a little too wide. But you can change that very easily once you're in Live 2D. Cubism. It's not that big of a deal, you know? This one, however, needs a lot of extra work. Jesus. Of course. Well, actually. Why is this? Oh, because, okay. Sorry, my brain right now is working a little. Yeah, exactly. I guess if you're one of those really crazy people, you very much can change it if it's all on one layer. But I am not that kind of crazy. That kind of crazy scares me, to be fair. This should be fine, right? I feel like I need to make this glare a little bit more. I do love drawing eyes, right? But at the same time, I'm like, when it comes to models, I feel like I'm not good at making them. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Mainly because of the eyelashes. I am not at all good at drawing eyelashes that make, like, sense. Yeah. I just don't really like how I do them in general, though. Maybe I'm too much of a perfectionist. But, like... I don't know. I see other people do it and I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And then I try it and I'm like, ah. I did want to try something else, which I've seen quite a lot of people do. I don't know if that'll look good. But what a lot of people do is that they, like, draw the lashes like they have line art, I guess. So only the outside has lines like everything else does. And then you color the inside, which makes it, I think, easier to have a 3D effect. Maybe. I want to try that at some point. Okay. Because I struggle with that quite a bit. To have, like... this sort of... I don't know how to explain it. You know how your lashes, like, stick outwards? Out of your face? Or out of your eyes? That kind of effect I am not very good at achieving. I would like to, though. I'm just not very good at it. Maybe, like, here? I try my best. But, man. My best is, yeah. Not that great. But it's okay. Ow. It's hard because it's like... you have to... well, you mean you don't have to, but you... usually, or at least I usually flip them. I don't know if that makes any sense. But, like... oops. When I draw, or when I regularly did blinking, I make these extra lashes go down oftentimes, and that is really, really hard to do with this kind of look. Like the art, if it was just art, that's fine, but making it riggable as well is an entirely different beast. And I'm still trying to learn how to make that work. That's an idea, I suppose. I'll have to try that at some point. I just personally still struggle with translating the actual art into movement, or like knowing how it's supposed to look so I can make it move properly later on. Because this stuff is complicated. But I try. Oh, actually, I wanted to say something earlier and I completely forgot again. I want to talk about Christmas some more. Because we actually had a white Christmas for the first time in like 10 years. And I was really happy about that. Because we do get snow every year. But usually it's like January, February kind of deal. Like, we do get a little bit of snow before that, but it doesn't really stay, usually. And this time it did. Like, we get snow sometimes in November. But it usually doesn't stay. No. Well, like, it was... How do I explain that? It was, like, enough to... We'll cover everything in snow, basically. Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, I don't know how much you consider a lot of snow. For me, a lot of snow is, like... Traffic can't really continue. Because we had that before. When I was a kid, you know, again, 15 bajillion years ago. Sometimes we had so much snow that I was like knee deep in snow while I was like waiting for the bus, for example. That to me is a lot of snow. No, I'm stupid. Maybe if I move them individually, it'll be easier. I guess I don't know how it is over where you are, but we do usually get a decent chunk of snow. Actually, I'm an idiot. Lol. Well, I'm out even. This part is not supposed to be here. Sure. I don't mind. Lashes. Lashes, lashes, why you do this to me? I feel like I should also make this a little fancier. Oops. Hmm. Okay. Okay. That works. I think that's actually a good idea. Okay, I'll have a look. Oh, that does look nice. That's a good amount of snow. I do like that. It kind of had like a maybe a little. Well, I don't know, because it depends on the consistency of the snow, you know. The snow that we had was very good for like forming snowballs, for example, because it wasn't like super duper dry, but it wasn't like wet either. It was a good middle ground, I feel. It depends on like the temperature and stuff. If it's like really below 0 for a while, the snow gets like super powdery. And then you can't really do anything with it. Even if there's like enough in terms of quantity. Hmm. Oh yeah, we don't, well actually, I guess, do you include like night temperatures as well or no? Because like during the day we usually don't get like below -5. But during the night it's a different story. During the night you can get like -10 as well. And that's like quote unquote normal. That's just how it is. And then that's how you get all of the like icy snow, I guess. I don't know how to phrase this. It's the kind of snow where if you make a snowball with it, it hurts. And you should not be using it like that. I think the snow is actually still here today. But I don't think it's gonna last us, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. I don't, well actually, what's the limit when you have nitro? Or like a nitro boost for a server or something. Because I wanted to put my rigging showcases into the Discord as well, but they're quite large, you know. It's unfortunate. I do have them on like YouTube and TikTok and stuff, but not everyone uses these. That's not what I want. Yeah, the default is 10. I do wish, I think, didn't they have it at 15 at some point? And then they changed it back? Or am I misremembering that? Why did they change that? That is a very strange choice to make. I guess it made them too much money, but like, come on, man. Yeah, it's smart, but I hate it. How dare they? Is it a genius marketing strategy? Absolutely. Am I going to be a salty sailor about it? Yeah. Of course. This also needs to go under. Wait, really? What website is that? Because that would be nice. Does it do that just for pictures, or does it do it for videos as well? I mean, it's just how it works, you know? If something is behind a paywall, people are going to find a way to get past the paywall, because of course they will. How could you ever expect anything else? I don't know if like, even if it does work though, I don't know if that wouldn't just compress it so much that you can't see anything. I don't know. Oh, maybe. I don't know, cause like I actually don't need the music, right? Because I do have music, because that helps on other platforms usually. But you don't need it for like Discord and stuff. I don't know. I just feel like having, because I have the actual art in the Live2D updates thing, which I like using. Oh, oopsie. But it's different. I like the videos. Oh shit. Um. I'll have to look into that because I really do want to put them in a way where like it doesn't absolutely get ruined, preferably. But we'll see though. Otherwise though, as per the all of these like short content things are on my other social medias. I was thinking about, by the way, I occasionally have a crazy single. Maybe for the next model, I'll have to look. Maybe I can look right now. Um, Okay. Right, what was I gonna say? I was thinking of actually doing that thing where Jesus Christ. I like actually record the entire process of making a model and like do a little, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, what's it called? Actually, I completely forgot. Like when you show footage and then you talk over it, I guess. A narration. I'm so good with words, guys. Jesus Christ. I don't really like it. Because I thought it would be nice to have. I think it is a narration. I just actually couldn't think of the word for a second there. But I would like to do that. Like, you know, my sketch process, the lining, the coloring, all that stuff. And then the rigging, which would be a huge undertaking. Oh yeah, I have plenty of time lapses. This one's currently still running since I'm not finished. But I do have some. I also have a little... Did I post that on the other things? I think I did. Let me look. Because I feel like I did. I don't remember. I did. Yeah, I did show like a little snippet of me making a piece of clothing for this model. And I uploaded it on like the socials. So like Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, TikTok. More resolution? That's a good question. Where is it? I don't know, actually. Um, 1280 pixels. It says... you can choose less, I think, but that's the highest one that you can have, and that's the one that I use. Yeah, it's like, I do have time lapses, like regular, normal time lapses. But I also tried, like recording a little bit of it. Because I was doing that particular part of the model art while I was not streaming. Oh. Oopsie. I guess I'd have to get in the habit of, like, making notes or something. So I don't, you know, when I narrate over it, I know what to say. But I think that would be cool. I just don't actually know which model or which sketch I should turn into a model next. Because a lot of them are very unfinished still, I feel. You know, I did say I was gonna do a poll about that, so we can totally do that, honestly. I got like 8, I think. Or at least I can think of 8 right now. Mind you, they're all ladies because I don't know how to draw men, but they are. There's like 8 of them. But I'll have to figure out, first of all, how to make a poll on Discord. And then I will probably show you them, and you guys can vote on it if you want to. There are a few that I think would probably be higher priority because they're just better, for lack of a better phrase. But I want to give you the option because, like, if I just pick which one seems easiest to me or something, then I'm just running away again, you know? You know what I also wanted to do, actually, now that I am looking at it right now? I need to do that after I finish this part. Let's see, actually. Where would I even do that? Jesus. Where would I put it? I guess in Live 2D model updates? Yeah, you can. If you right click it, I think you should be able to... Ah, you can also make threads. I forgot that that's a thing. I really don't know much either, like at all. This surprises no one, of course. I'll have to see, because I think a poll would be nice to have. Just so I don't have to constantly think, oh, what should I do next? This one in particular is like, oh, I really wanted to draw this because I had like a burst of inspiration. No worries. And I was like, I have to, you know? I just felt like I had to do that. I also need to like finish coloring all the line art. Jesus. There's a lot to do still. almost done, I think. Of course, the cleanup exists, and I definitely need to clean up a lot of things, but it's looking pretty good. All things considered. Well, I feel like, oh god, where am I going? Hello. I feel like I should add another layer that has like the white glowy bits just to make it coherent, I guess. Even if they're like really tiny. Let's see. Okay. That does make it look a lot better, doesn't it? I always like coloring the eyelashes. Still don't know if I like the skirt though. And also, first of all, I need to remember to color these. Also, I like it more like this. I feel like that looks better honestly. How does it do that? uh Oh, I saw that. I feel like we are reaching the upper limit here. Because, where are the antlers? There they are. It's like a difference between, oh, it's loading and you know when the program becomes like blurry, that's when I get worried because it's like, oh, it's gonna crash. And I would rather it didn't do that, quite frankly. I would be really happy if it didn't do that. I need to like look for all of the line art layers so I can color them. Not the right color at all. I guess this is fine because it's like, it's slightly different. Good enough for me though. Okay, I did that, I did that. The scalp also has colored liner, the nose does not. I need to change that. Maybe that's too light. I don't know. Actually, this feels too light in comparison. Like, I need to make that darker. I forgot you also... I forgot, but it's okay. I can fix it. And then... I'm just working my way down to see if everything is the way it's supposed to be. Looks like at least here it is. Ah, I see now. Okay. Well, Mac. I think the top is fine. Now let me have a look here. This one does not have colors, I think, yet. No. I don't know how necessary. I guess if you have black liner or something, you don't have to do this. But I typically have like a dark red for the line art. And that looks pretty bad if you don't color it. Or at least I think it does. I think this one also doesn't have... Does, question mark? But it doesn't go all the way. Why is that? Did I just forget? Well, the thing is that you probably won't be able to see that. I guess it depends. Oh, I also need to fix that. On what your character looks like. Maybe it could work if you have like a very pale character that's like maybe even has like white lashes or something. Maybe that could work. But typically speaking, I don't think it would. Interesting. I'd have to try it, I suppose, but the thing is, like, you need to have a good contrast to see it, and usually your background will not be able to show white line art that well. The hands are done. Also done. Skirt needs line art. Not this though. That would be interesting, yeah. I feel like drawing with black with a black background is a lot harder. But I don't know if that would even work for something like this. Maybe if you generally have always a dark background, it would work. But probably not, unfortunately. Actually, that makes me wonder, because I don't actually know. Is there a dark mode for Live 2D Cubism? I don't even know if I'm using it, you know? Professional over here, by the way. Well, that's a lie, I'm not a professional. But I should know what I'm doing, technically. Oops, hello. Not like that. Yeah, that is true. I never I try to have everything in dark mode, but I sometimes don't even notice how much that actually hurts my eyes. Hello, what's happening over here? I guess that's fine for this. And then the top. I have, honestly. I think I've always had it in dark mode. But the problem with like light mode usually is that it's like blinding, you know? I should blend this up. It's fine to me. Oh, you know what isn't fine though? The neck needs line art color. Maybe even darker because it's like further in the back, you know? Like that. That would work. I kind of want to see it. Am I about to regret this? I guess we'll find out. Where would I even do that? Here? Ah! Jesus. Okay. That's really... That's great. Oh, my eyes. My room is quite dark right now, so this is not helping. I feel like you'd get eye pain if you used that constantly. You know? Cause ain't no way. This is why you need dark mode. It's so... That actually hurt my eyes. What? Okay, all of this is fine. This is also all fine. Do you not have a flashlight? Or is that inferior to this? Okay. That's crazy. I guess it makes sense because it's like a larger area that's bright instead of just the flashlight. Um, bulb? I don't know. But it is weird to think about. um, question mark? Oops. Okay. And then, but maybe not that, but everything else back on to see what it looks like right now. I do quite like this, but I don't know how I feel about the skirt. I mean, we have to have it there simply because otherwise whoever gets this is going to get banned into oblivion, but Herm. Maybe if I add, where is my skirt? Hello? Maybe if I add some creases and stuff, you know? It feels a little too flat. I don't know why. I need to add like creases, I think, because otherwise it looks weird to me. A little something, you know? Make it look slightly less plasticky, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. Like, I know it's quite a tight skirt, but it still feels a little weird. A little too perfect, maybe. I don't know, I'm not good at explaining things. Translating whatever thoughts I have in my head into understandable words is a little hard sometimes because my brain's small. See, I feel like that already makes it look way better. Maybe it's even a little too much. But maybe we can also even it out a little. Maybe we can even it out a little. If it lets me. With... factory do. Yeah, that makes sense. It looks like it's like on a mannequin instead of like an actual person. So it wouldn't have any creases or folds or anything. It's just a little too perfect. Maybe I need to let that over. I guess that's better because I want it to look like the top, but not like. I feel like they made the shadows a little too dark on the skirt. So I need to fix that to make it more in line with the top, since it's supposed to be the same texture and stuff. It's gonna be a little darker because it's like, you know, under all the other things, but just a tad, a smidgen, if you will. I feel like that already looks better. I think the problem is because everything in the default pose converges in this area, so it looks a little weird. Because if I take this part away, you can like still see the little dip in here and whatnot. But because of the hand placement, it is a little hard to see right now. You know what I also want to do, actually? Since I am here. Overlooking it. If it lets me. Please. Which is also a tip I can only recommend because it's very useful. If you ever do something like this, or just art in general, you know? Look at the silhouette and see if it's like interesting, if it's recognizable, you know? Because I feel like for a lot of people, maybe not this in particular. First of all, these two look different. But it's very good to see if you have like a very samey silhouette where everything blends in together. Like here, this is a little too samey for me. But it will change with the movement, so I'm not too bothered. What I am a little bit annoyed by right now, which I did not notice before, is that the twin tails are not the same distance away from the rest of the body. I need to fix that. If it lets me. Please. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. First of all, let me disable this ruler so it doesn't... Oh, I see. Because it's like half of the canvas, it is lagging a little bit, but it's okay. I'm a little confused. Hmm. I guess that would be the right distance. Maybe? Uh, let's see. Again. I think this one's not too bad because you have like the antler shape. The ears are very distinct as well. You have a little bit of the dangly part of the earrings, and then the hair is pretty distinct. The general shape of the clothes maybe a little too similar, except for like parts here and there. But I think that's genuinely just because of the hands being in the way. Because if I have it like this, you have this area as well that is hmm. Maybe I made this too big. Uh hmm. Hold on. I may have an idea. Oh, it lags a lot when I do that. Which button was it? Was it this one? No. No? Okay. That was the one I was looking for. If you press Alt while you drag this, you can drag it inwards without it moving away from the original area it's in, I guess. Please don't crash, I beg of thee. Pretty please, thank you. It is definitely struggling a little bit now. But that's okay. Because technically we don't have to add anything else. And it's taking a long time. Oh, no. I'm scared. Why is it taking so long? I did not know that. That's good to know. I should try that. Okay. And take you. It's not the right one. Ah. Okay. You never stop learning. Oh, I also need to make this smaller. I just realized. Like, not too tremendously smaller, but a tad. A smidgen. It's interesting. Okay. Huh. Sorry, I'm like focusing very hard right now. Because I see something here and I don't like it. Why is it like that? That is weird and oops, I don't like it. But it's also easily fixed. What color was that? Okay. And fix that on the other side as well, because for some reason there is a thin line going across the bottom half here. I don't know why that is. Well, there's one on the outside too. I want to try that thing that you said. I did not know that. That is very interesting. Oh, you can. Oh. I feel like that would make a lot of things easier. Thank you for teaching me this. Okay, now let me look at the rest of it. Again. Doesn't make it look much better, but it's a little bit. Oh, it does? Ah, that's not what I wanted. See? I guess the ruler is in here, so I need to put it in here. Oh, well, I have a symmetry ruler, so that's not quite the same thing. At least for this part. But that is interesting. But if it lets me. Please. I want to do something about that. Maybe more like this instead. Okay. I guess we are technically done, quote unquote, because all I have to do now is merge everything down and separate the two sides. But otherwise, it is technically finished. Which I think is very exciting. Yeah, of course you have to. Because if you don't merge the layers for the individual parts, you're gonna have 10 bajillion layers in VTube, in Live2D Cubism, and that is a hassle that you don't need. It'll add a lot more load to the program. You only leave the things separate that you want to move separately. So for example, if I take the nose, the line would be separate and this part here would be separate, actually. Or the eyes For example, I want the sclera separate, I want the iris separate, and all of the lash parts. Oh yeah. I guess it's not like, where are the eyes? Hold on. Which part is that? Because they have so many layers. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Which layer is it? Hello? It's this part. I guess it's easier to see on the other side. I can find the correct one again. This looks a lot less sinister for some reason. I don't know why. But we technically have everything now. What did I want to do just now? Oh god, I forgot. Oh yeah. Right, this part here. I wanted to try and actually make it into a lighter color because it's technically supposed to be a highlight instead of a shadow. But maybe that's a little too much. Yeah, I mean, we did a really good job, honestly. This took me 22 work hours, which is obviously more in like real hours, but it looks really good for what we've got, you know? I'm proud of this. Oh, you know what I also want to add, actually? Maybe here. Oh yeah, this model I think is quite good in its setup, so I think it'll be fun to rig it. Of course, I will try to learn new things. Oh. That might not actually turn out to be as fun as I'm hoping it to be. But we'll see. Because, actually, let me look. Is it here? No, where? Help. Hold on. Sorry. I guess technically this would be a rig for the new year. So I guess that technically counts as one of the first new models of the new year. But it'll be fun. At least I think it will be. If I change anything, maybe I will change something here. But I like the way it looks, honestly. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Still, I still have to do all the merging and whatnot. And then turn it into a Photoshop file because that's what you use for LifeDB Cubism. And then we can start. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Ooh, where put you? Jesus Christ. guess here would be fine. I forgot something. It's easy to forget, to be fair, because you don't really see it, but we still need it. Would be like I need to make the back of the head still. Because when you turn, you do see that part a little bit, you know? How do I quickly get my hands on the color of the hair? Because when when you turn, you can see it pretty well on my model actually, because I have most of my hair in the twin tails. When I'm like looking forward, you can't really see it, but when I'm like leaning to the side, you can see like this area here where my mouse is pointing at, I guess, which is the back head, which you do need. I don't think it will actually. Depending on how acceptable the program finds my hair or the hair of the model. When it comes to like skinning, because I do know how to do that now and it's actually really easy. So I'm like not too worried about that as long as the program is like, yeah, I can work with this. If it doesn't want to work with it, that will be an issue. However, you can just do it by hand also. It's just a lot more tedious and I'm not that good at it, so it might not look as good, but it should work, you know. It 100% should work. I actually think the skinning will be useful for a lot of the like long dangly bits, like the earrings, for example. Because that's technically what you're supposed to be using skinning for like the long parts. So, for example, long hair or those earrings. I think we could use that there. Oh, you know what, actually? How do I do that again? My brain. No. What was it? Tool detail? I don't remember. Anyways, this isn't gonna be like the highest detail stuff ever because it's the back of the head. But I do still have to try and make it look somewhat decent. Also, I think this looks a little too big actually, but we can change the size whenever in Life 2D Cubism. Um, so it's not that big of a deal, you know? But other than that, I think everything's here that needs to be here. And if not, I will have to add it when I come across. I do hope everything works though. I kind of want to see, like, in comparison to my actual model. Because that one, first of all, has a lot of add-ons, right? It has several hand poses, several outfits, it has a mascot, it has 2 different hair styles, the tail, and all that stuff. So there's like a bunch of extras that are not included with this one. For now, at least. So it's always gonna take a little longer, but I just want to see if I'm like kind of getting faster, I guess. There we go. That is pretty good. I do kind of want to try to have like, what is it? This? Yeah. And then no, wait, hold on. And then is it not? Why is it not working? Hold on. Oh, wait. How am I gonna do this in a way that makes sense? Well, not like that. Jesus Christ. I'm figuring it out, okay? Give me a second. Oh. What if I just... That works, I guess. I think I did it. This is like a super roundabout way of doing it right now. Who cares? It works. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna take this out as well. Okay. But now technically everything is done in terms of like drawing. Again, I need to merge all the things that need to be merged. So I have everything ready for the rig. which actually makes me... Well, no. I'm not going to be streaming on Sunday because I'll be busy. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I'll figure something out, I suppose. Because I actually don't know. Maybe I can start tomorrow, I don't know. That depends on how fast I'll be with this cleanup. Regardless, though, I will figure it out. And if it's not tomorrow, then we'll start with the rig next week. I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I didn't think I'd be done today, actually. Even though technically there are more things I could add, but I think this is fine for now. You know? So we will leave it at that. If there are other things that I need to fix, I will have to do that then when I see it. But for now, we are done here for today, actually. It is a bit of a shorter stream. Because we did most of the work last time. But we're done. Surprisingly. And I guess I will see you tomorrow with something. Yeah, but I usually stream like 4 to 5 hours, you know? 3 hours isn't like bad, but it's not my usual amount. So, it's a little shorter than usual. I guess we can play some 13 tomorrow, because I haven't played that in ages. And I want to finish it at the very least. So maybe we can do that. We'll see. I shall let you know, I suppose. I suppose then... My brain is just not braining today. Oh god. I am done here for today. So I will bid you adieu as per. I am, as always, very grateful for everyone who shows up, especially my regulars. I very much appreciate you. This was a good stream. Even though I feel like I didn't do as much this time. We finished it. That's something. With that being said, though, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow with some games. Bye-bye.